Hi everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. As you can see, this is my very first video, so I thought it would be a great introduction to do a February plan with me. And the theme for February is going to be coffee and coffee spills and coffee stains. So I'm gonna take my fun squirrel mug with all my paintbrushes, and then I'm just gonna grab a pencil and I'm gonna lightly trace the circle outline of the mug. Okay, so I have my colors mixed off screen. I just mixed these two browns, the burnt umber and the burnt sienna, with some white, and I just lightened them up so that they looked like some coffee colors. Alright, so I think our coffee spill is all done for now. So I'm just going to go in with the Sharpie fine point ink pen in just the color brown. And I'm going to add the tiny month at a glance on the bottom of the page. Now, just for a little bit of a pop, I'm going to go over the days of the week with the Tombow brush pen in the shade 990. Alright, and then this still isn't dry, but I am going to, first of all, erase the rest of this circle because I'm not going to put any coffee looking paint over there. I'm going to go in and write February just using the Sharpie fine point ink pen. I'm kind of cheating when it comes to lettering because I do have these two brush pens I can use for lettering, but I'm not great at using brush pens for lettering, so I'm gonna just cheat. Alright, so my SD card decided that it didn't want to live anymore, and it didn't connect to my camera or my laptop for some reason, so I went and got a new one, but unfortunately the recording for the text and just filling out the boxes and doing this coffee stain was lost. But I mean, who needs to see me draw some boxes, honestly? And yeah, so here's the finished cover page. And then this is just another coffee stain. And then I'm going to peel up the tape, and this is going to be the February month at a glance. I haven't completed it yet because I was waiting for the watercolor to dry before I could finish the rest of the boxes. But anyways, the boxes are done with a Micron in the size 03, and the coffee stain was done with the exact same colors and the exact same brush, and now I'm just going in and adding in the last few boxes I have here. So now that all the boxes are finished, I am going to go in with the same Sharpie brown fine point ink pen and write the days of the weekend. Now I'm going to go in with this small brush and add a little drop of the coffee colored paint in each of the corners of the boxes. And then I'm going to write the number of the day over them. Alright, and then now that I am done adding in the drops of color on each of the boxes, I'm going to go back to this big coffee spill we have up here, and I'm going to add a little bit more detail and hopefully make it look a little bit better. I'm not very happy with the way it looks right now. Now that I have finished with that, I'm going to go in on this side, which is the empty space left from having an odd amount of boxes, and I'm going to add February 2019. And I think all of these little drops are already dry, so I'm going to go back in with, once again, the brown Sharpie fine point pen, and then I'm just going to add the days of the month to those circles. And then because this space looks so empty up here, I'm going to go back in with that same shade of brown, the 899, and I'm going to add month at a glance. Alright, and that is it for the February month at a glance page. I've gone ahead and sketched out my next page, which is my habit tracker. And I am going to go in with my watercolors once again and add the coffee color in the middle of both of these circles. But these two big circles right here are actually going to be my habit trackers. I only have two, which I know is not very many, but it's really the only two that I find that I can actually keep track of on a daily basis. This top one is just reading every day. I love reading, and one of my New Year's resolutions was to read more consistently. What I am filling in now is a tip jar. I thought this went well with my coffee theme, but also where I work, I make tips, and I like to keep track of those tips. Now I need to wait for these watercolors to dry before I can go in and ink these circles. So I'm going to move on to this page. This is my spending and savings tracker, which really always comes in handy for me whenever I want to check pretty quickly how much money I have left to spend. The idea behind my savings and spending tracker is pretty simple. So here I have my spending tracker, and I have one row for every day of the month. And once again, I'm just using the Micron in the size 03. And I have the day of the month in this column. I have what I spent my money on. This doubles as a no spend tracker, which is also one of the habits I try to keep, but I don't need to have two trackers for this one habit. So if I don't buy anything, I black out this area, and then I have how much money I have left to spend. This other column is how much money I have in savings at the moment, which I always like to keep an eye on, and I always like to see that increase. I always want to be aware of how much I have and be responsible with what I have. Alright, so now that these are dry, I'm going to go in with my brown Sharpie fine point pen, and I'm going to outline the circles. I don't know how smoothly this is gonna go, but I am gonna try my best. My second habit that I am tracking is to walk every day. It's not specifically just to walk, but it's actually to walk my dog every day. I definitely don't take her on enough walks, which I am fully aware of, and it's something that I always add into my habit tracking, is just how often do I take her on walks. Since I always track my tips, I thought it would be cute to add a little sign that said enjoy your coffee. I also thought it would go really well with the theme, and I figured it would be something that you would see in a coffee shop. Moving on to the mood tracker page, I sketched out all of these little coffee mugs, so I am going to get to work with filling them in with my Sharpie ink pen in the color black. So I messed up on this and I accidentally wrote habit up here whenever I meant to write mood tracker, but it's okay. I just cut out a little piece of a different page and I taped it on. So I'm actually going to make sure I write the correct word this time. And then down at the very bottom, I'm going to add what colors symbolize what moods. Alright, and then this is how the mood tracker works. They have lines up to different points, and then each cup is one day of the month. So based on my mood that day, I'm going to fill in up to that line. They're supposed to be glass coffee cups, and then these are my coffee colors, but I don't know if you can really tell those are cups or not. And then for my last page on this spread, I'm going to be adding a quote. So I'm going to go in with my watercolors for the last time and add a big splash of color. Alright, I think that's good enough for a splash of coffee. I'm going to let that dry for just a minute and then I'm going to slap the quote on over it. Now that this is dry, I'm going to add in my quote, which I got off Pinterest, of course. Alright everyone, so that is it for the February plan with me. Thank you so much for watching this video. I had so much fun filming it, and if you like it, I hope you physically click the like button and subscribe. I definitely plan on making more in the future. I had a lot more fun than I thought I would filming this, and just thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys again. Bye.